Hello guys, so today I'm going to be showing you the reasons why you might want to be buying a third generation Aero Crown Victoria. The years were 1992 through 1997. So here we go. This is a 97 LX, the last year of the Aero. And this is the LX, not the P71. It's a P74, I believe, if we go check the VIN number. On all Crown Vics you can tell if it's a P71 or a P74. And this one is a P74 right there, P74. Now my old P71s that were the 4th gens are no longer here. I had to get rid of them. But this is my really nice P74. I'm planning on painting that hood sometime soon. It has some damage to it. I'm just going to prep the whole hood and repaint it. So here is the 3rd generation Crown Victoria. They were just as common as the new ones. Now, unfortunately, these things have been derbied. They have 1,000,000 miles on them by now, so the ones you'll find for sale now can be pretty rough. Actually, my first car was a 94 Crown Victoria LX, only it was tan and I cut the roof off of it. So with this one here, this thing has 63,000 miles. It was an old person's car, it's an LX, and the LXs are a bit more common than the P71s because they were used as cop cars, cabs. They were destroyed, thrown away. The LXs you can still find. People bought these things back in the day. And this one's a really beautiful like burgundy color, and I quite like it. As you can see right there, it has really meaty 15-inch tires and 15-inch like touring wheels they're called. These were an option rather than the little stick-on covers you could get for the other ones. These are actual alloys, and we have a really thick tire. These tires are actually pretty new. But you can see like those wheels, I need to polish them. Haven't gotten around to it. I have aluminum polish, I'll do it. I just want to show you how straight this car is, except for one little ding on the side there, that's nothing. But this car is very nice. There are 2 generations of the 3rd gen Crown Victoria. It's strange to hear that, but from 92 to 94, they had small differences. Like the interior looked older, like the older ones. They had different seats, different dashboard, different controls, basically. This one, this dash style carried all the way over into the new, and basically all the way up until the Crown Victoria is deceased in 2011. Yeah, this interior is actually a lot newer. These were in the 98s and up. Basically, you can just tell by looking at it in there. But the old ones had a smaller display. They had it's just a more square looking vehicle from the earlier 90s. So they just did minor updates. The grill changed just a little bit. Let me go show you that. The grill on this is a 97, of course. 95 and 97 had a slightly different grill with more open air intake. Just a different grill, basically. The 93, okay, so 92 had a different hood, like hood and front clip design here, where this was painted over and it was smooth, like it was gloss. It's like there was no chrome there. It looked really cool actually, but I think they had some overheating problems. That's why they changed it. And 93 and 94 got a slightly different version of this grill that had like more slots in it, like more slats, okay? And then the 95 to 97 there had this style. Very good looking, It's a solid looking car, and it took losing my first one to really appreciate getting another one. I really didn't like my first one. I think just because it was such a terrible car. But this thing is just, this car in particular is just such a perfect car. I mean, look at the seals. These things look brand new. There's no rust along that whole line right there. A big point with these cars is, I think they may have changed the paint on these. But I know my 94 had really bad paint peeling. Also, I was in California then. The worst place was right here. You can just look at that and tell, I can tell you that this would rust, and the paint would peel very easily out of that little crack right there. Moisture builds up, just stuff builds up in there, and it wastes away. But this one's perfect. And as you come around to the back, this is where the 95 to 97 big changes really occurred. The taillights became just slightly bigger, I believe, and they changed the way this trunk is designed. Before, it used to just end right here. The trunk lid would come down. But now you have the rest of this head and taillight following into where the license plate is. So this pretty much stayed the same. This was on mine, but if you can just imagine that, it was much more like the Impala in that way. And then it got this little update right here. These I don't believe light up. They might. Not too sure on that one, but yeah, that's really interesting. I think those are just reflectors, but yeah, I got those. And again, you can see Crown Victoria LX right here. I believe it would just say Crown Victoria and then maybe the Police Interceptor badge. Oh, sorry there. We got the Ford emblem right here. I really like that little side emblem. Again, like just looking at this car, it just looks very, very nice overall. I'm not trying to sell this one to any of you guys because I want to keep this. But I just want to show you like what to expect before you buy one of these cars. So the doors are very nice. You know, back seat is very, very comfortable. I had people come out. This is a no smoking car. You know, very nice. Door panel's fine on this side. And that's another point right there. So with the whole door assembly, there were some problems that came up, and those involved the window regulators. If you know anything about Crown Victorias from this era, all of them had the same kind of issue with the window regulators. That's what moves the window up and down. This one has all four working windows because it's so low mileage. I doubt any of like the people who had this car originally, they weren't rolling these windows up and down. It didn't get really too hot. Always been in a garage, so all my windows work right now. But as a Crown Victoria owner, you should just expect your windows to break. It's just a thing that happens. Window regulators, not windows. But here's where the next problem really comes in. The door panels are really poorly put together. I mean, when you pull on this whole assembly is stressed, and mine is actually cracked right there. You know, it's just a thing that happens. If you watch the Chevy video, I think I actually talked to you about how cool. Not how cool, like they knew how to design door panels back then. I think this is a 98 and they had been around since 88, so they could have changed some stuff, but that's when Ford was really doing some cool designs with their door panels. Like this is just a generic door panel, right? But right here you can see that they put mounting bolts right down in the door handle. So right where you're pulling on isn't gonna get broken as easily as this did. So some differences between the P71 and the P74 here is P74 LXs only had the single exhaust, while the cop cars had the dual exhaust. Gave it a little bit more breathing room for going fast, I guess. But again, yeah, if you just look at like the seals like all around this window, like this is perfect. My other one was just cracked, like completely cracked up. Like this is just pristine car, you know. So yeah, this is everything that's up with this car. So this is the only one little thing, is my header panel is cracked. That's what this little piece here is called, a header panel. I had to get another one for my first 4th gen Crown Victoria. So now I'm going to pop the hood and show you some other small little issues that can arise. So this car is, like I've been saying, it's super clean car. I mean, if you just look under the hood, I haven't done any detailing really under this hood, and it just looks amazing. So things that will fail on these cars: plastic intake. Really cool. Yeah, plastic intake manifolds. This is really when you first started seeing that stuff. Now it's more common, and I'm sure they're still trash, but it saved a couple pounds here and there. But like just the reliability of these things are terrible. It's a couple day job to change one of those out. Now luckily, before I got this car, the guy fixed it, put a new one in. I believe this is actually a Ford Racing one, possibly. I know you can get the Ford Racing for the Mustangs, the 4.6. This is a 4.6, of course. And some small changes between the 98 and the 97 here is the 97 still had these like module coil packs. Well, I believe the 98s were coil on plug. I could be wrong about that. I have never owned a 98 4th gen. I had a 2005 and 2008, and they both had a coil and plug system. So yeah, the intake manifold will crack on yours, except if you have a 92 to 94, because they still had the old school, metal intake manifolds. So I really like that about my first one, is that I didn't have to worry about the intake manifold cracking because it was metal. So that's one thing that could rise and probably will. Just expect it to will, and it's not too big of a deal if you just want to deal with it. But yeah. So that's the under the hood of this really nice car. Again, this is the problem with all of these early Crown Vics, or early third gens, and just third gens in general, is mine do the exact same thing. The hood really needs to be slammed, like, good. So, yeah, we're gonna take it for a quick little drive here. I want to show you guys that this thing does in fact have 63,000 miles right there. Okay. Since I bought this car in January, I've only put 750 on it just because I don't want to be using this thing as a daily driver. As you can see right there, it just started right up. Really nice things. The air conditioning does in fact work. Oh yeah. So in here, there are some small differences between the so this is a really bad camera angle, between the 92, 94, and the 95. The 94s were very different. They have these square, older Ford style steering wheel. This is an airbag steering wheel. That's a lot newer. You know, it's the newer like Ford Taurus looking steering wheel. Pretty nice steering wheel. I like it a lot. You know, I actually kind of like the square one more, but it's outdated now. But this still looks like, you know, a steering wheel. So, in this car we do have the fake wood trim, like any car from this, any like luxury car from this time. So some small things in here. We still have the old school, really cool shifter knob on the stock. Now this thing does have a aftermarket radio and Bluetooth system, which is very nice. There I am, hi. But yeah, it has a Bluetooth system, which is very nice. I use it a lot actually. Now right here, if you have a P71, there won't be a clock here, there will be a trunk release button. And that's for cops, you know, their partner can hit the button, get in there. This one is the LX, so it has the wood grain and the clock. Had this exact same clock in my other Crown Vic, only it was further up right here, and yeah, it was slightly different. It was pretty severely different. It was more like the radio was stacked right here. It was just a different dashboard construction. I can't really explain it to you. But down here we have the cup holders. This is my only problem with this car. Cup holders. Wow, what a disappointment that is. Like, it looks deep on camera, but it's really not. Like, this is barely past my first knuckle there. So, like, this isn't a deep cup holder whatsoever. I don't really trust drinks in here. And another thing is, in my older 94 Crown Vic, it was a much deeper pocket. And the problem is you drink right here in front of the controls. So, hey, oh yeah, it's kind of getting hotter. Oh, hey, I want to adjust the temperature. Oh, drinks in the way. So that's my only problem. And, you know, this is a big car, don't get me wrong, but this comes a little, like, right when you're trying to spread your legs a little bit, relax, kind of gets in your knee a little bit. See, I can just move my knee over, very nice. Now on the P71s, the seats will be thinner, and there will be an open, like, pocket right here for the center console, like radio, computer, guns, all that good stuff right here. And this is a P74, which means it's the LX. You know, you have the really nice middle console armrest, but you also have a third seat. You can actually put a third person here legally. You have a seat belt for the third person, so you can in fact seat 6 people in this car. I bet they'd even still be comfortable. So yeah, again, we have the really more modern looking Crown Victoria dash. Remember, mine was much more like squared off, and it didn't look so good over there. It was like a square vent, and you know, it just didn't look as good. So next we have the headliner, very nice. That will fall down on all Crown Victorias. It's just something that happens. If you know my channel, I cut my roof off my old Crown Victoria when the headliner fell down, so there's that. Then we have the standard dome light. It'll come on if you open the door. And we just have these 2 little map lights, very standard. Never gonna let you down. So again, we have the nice air conditioning rolling. We have a auto dim, like auto lamp. Lamps will automatically come on. Parking lights, full high beams or headlights. We have a panel dim, so if you're driving, late at night, you don't want this thing so bright in your face. You can't really see it right now, it's only like 7. But yeah, you can turn the brightness down, turn it back up, whatever you feel like. So yeah, you also have lights in there, I believe. Can't really see it too well right now, but you do in fact have lights in there. So let's get belted up and go for a drive. Another cool thing is you have a legitimate metal on metal old style belt buckle from like the 1980s. I really like that. It's really cool. Looks pretty cool. You know, it's retro looking. It's cool, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so we're just gonna back this thing up out of here. And this car was not smoked in, but there is an air freshener in here. I might take it off just to get rid of the, you know, that look. But another thing is the power steering is very comfortable. This is a one-finger car all day long. You know, this thing is just a cruiser, you know. Go for miles and miles in this car. I actually drove this car 350 miles home when I first bought it. No problems whatsoever. This thing was just, it's a cruiser, you know. Definitely would recommend this thing as a first car. I mean, you can pick these things up for like $400. I mean, so just to keep track of the Crown Victorias I've bought in so far. Someone had some fun here, the donut or burnout. I mean, one wheel peel though. Yeah, I do burnouts in there all the time. Actually, that wasn't me though. Actually, someone probably saw me. This is so my Crown Victorias. I got my first one in April 2018 for $400. Ran great. Had to get rid of it when I moved to Alaska, unfortunately, but it ran great up until the very end. I mean, it didn't like die at the very end. I just got rid of it. But yeah, the thing was amazing. $400 got me a running, driving car. I drove to school every single day. My next one was a $280 2008 Crown Vic. That was a pretty big pile. I only drove that like 10 miles, I think, before the engine blew up. Got some parts out of it that I actually flipped on another Crown Victoria I bought for $300 and a Lincoln Continental from 1998, I believe, which I traded for a snowmobile that I paid $300 for. So essentially, I got like what's it called, $600 in a car, then I sold it for $1,000. Made my money on that car. So again, this is a 4.6 liter V8. So this thing will, it's not a rocket ship, but it'll. So yeah, this thing is by no means any kind of fast, but it does have a 4.6 liter, which was in the Mustangs of the time. So this thing will get it. Decent gas mileage. I mean, I've averaged like 18 to 22 all day long in this thing. It's very, very efficient, actually. So I don't know what to say. They're just great cars. I mean, if you're looking for a car that's gonna last literally forever, I mean, obviously get this car. I mean, this thing will, like, the Crown Victoria I was telling you about, that it cost $280. That thing had 410,000 miles on it, and it ran to my house. Like, it drove to my house with 410,000 miles on this thing. So, like, for the money you're paying, you're gonna have a car that'll outlast nearly everything else on the road today. Well, let's be real, everything else on the road today, except maybe like a Ford, you know, another Ford like F-150, like the Coyote. Yeah, even the Coyote, I mean, the thing had a overhead. I mean, I'm not gonna go bashing Ford. They have awesome vehicles, but everything else is pretty trash at the moment. But here we go. So this is sorry it's so long, but this is before you buy the third generation Crown Victoria 1992 to 1997. If my recommendation is if you're looking for a kind of cool car that looks older, like older school, here's why. The rear like really made a difference in this thing. Those taillights really made a difference for me. I quite like the 92 to 94 look, but a lot of people might like this. And this is still an old school car. I mean, it looks awesome. It's an old sedan. So you're not getting like some kind of new modern car. But if you're looking for a car that's gonna last a lifetime, like I could probably drive this thing every single day to the day I die, and this thing probably would outlast me. So These cars are just amazing for the value. I mean, really, like, I paid $3 grand for this one, and it's near mint condition with 63,000 miles. You can't get a new car with 63, like, you can't get like a leased car with 63,000 miles for $3 grand now. And this thing is like a classic too. So for the value you're getting for one of these cars, like, there's no reason why not to. There's a million forums out there and a group or two on how to fix these things. They're just amazing. Like, any question, anyone will help you out with them. All the problems that have come up have been fixed, and like, you can just research any of the problems you have. There's books on these things. They're incredible. So if you're looking for a car that's ultimately worth the most value out there, it's probably these cars, you know. And sadly, more commonly, you're gonna find the 4th gens, which I don't have anything against the 4th gens, but they had kind of like trash transmissions, and they didn't look as cool to me anyways. I mean, Crown Victorias are just cool, you know. No one's gonna like dispute you on that. They're all cool, but I kind of like the 3rd gens more, you know. They look more old school, to me anyways. So yeah, this is my, before you buy the 1992 to 1997 Ford Crown Victoria. Please like and subscribe, guys. It would really help me out. We're reaching nearly 100,000 views on this channel. It's just amazing to me that I had like 100,000 people out there clicked my video, and I'd really like to do something special for 100,000 views. You know, who knows? But we're fast approaching that. I almost have 300 subscribers, which is just crazy to me. I've never thought I'd have 300 people that would like me enough to hit that button, but apparently they have. So yeah, guys, this is the 1992 to 1997 Crown Victoria. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Catch you guys later.